Hello and welcome back to Star Citizen. My name is Evenlease, and today on 10 Minutes More or Less Ship Review, right behind me, the ANVIL C8X Pisces Expedition. Let's go ahead and take a look. Alright, welcome back to another review. Today, the C8X Pisces Expedition, a starter ship, and we are on the road to IAE, which is on the way to us here in the end of November. We are going to see a new ship, the Perseus, as well as many others, which is going to be fantastic. But for this starter ship today, which is $45 if you're to buy it on the pledge store, or if you can buy it in game, it's $515,970 AUEC in the city of Area 18 on ArcCorp. It does have a claim time of 3 minutes and 21 seconds, or an expedited claim time of 1 minute and 7 seconds, which is absolutely fantastic because if your ship gets destroyed, you're back out there in a minute, which is awesome. Now you have to ask this question, what can this ship do for you? Well, it doesn't excel in any area compared to other starter ships, but it is a good little snub ship that is able to transport a few people, does have some cargo space, does have a little bit of firepower, and she's small. She's hard to hit, right? So let's take a look at all these stats. Starting with the pilot's damage per second. You have 848 burst damage per second due to the two size 1 CF117 Bulldogs, and you have two size 1 FL11 laser cannons. Yes, this ship, compared to the regular C8, comes with 2 additional hardpoints and 2 additional guns, right? So with that, you're able to put out a little bit more damage, which is always great. Even though it's just 4 size 1s, it's still better than nothing. You also have 2 size 1 Marksman 1 missiles on board, which is also good, better than nothing, right? I wish it was more, but it's just 2 of them. And you have 1 size 1 shield generator outputting 1050 bubble shield, which is not going to really help you in any regard. The second you start getting shot at, that shield's pretty much going to go down, so don't count on that. Maybe upgrade that as soon as you can to something a little bit beefier to give you a little bit more time to hopefully throw it into nav mode and get out of there. You do have 6,250 ship HP, and looking at the breakdown here, it's not terrible. Your critical point is literally the ship, so 6,250 HP overall to take this thing out of the sky, and it's a very small craft, so it's really hard to hit, which makes this quite the ship to fly if you're going point A to B, bunker running, or just transporting people from ship to ship, because this ship here does land in the Carrack as well as many other bigger transport style vessels. You do have a top SCM speed of 220 SCM with a 460 forward boost, a 300 backwards boost, and a top nav speed of 1150. It's not fast by any means, because if you look at 220 SCM, yeah, of course you can go, wow, that's really fast. I'm used to like 180 or 160 or something like that because you're flying a reclaimer or you're flying something huge, right? But 220 compared to a lot of other starters like the Avengers sitting at 260, the 325s, the 100s also sitting at 260, this ship is kind of slow. in comparison to other starters. So that's also something to consider. You do have a pitch yaw roll of 60, 60, 150 with a boosted 72, 72, 180. I'm not going to complain about any of those stats. It's a small ship. It doesn't have that many thrusters. So for what it does have, that's pretty good. I kind of actually enjoy the maneuverability on this. It does have 48 flares and 5 decoys, as usual with most ships in the game at this current time. And then you do have 3.2 SCU of hydrogen fuel and 1.8 SCU of quantum fuel, which I'm always an advocate for a ship to have as much quantum fuel as possible, right? Quantum fuel is more important than hydrogen fuel, in my opinion, because you're going to be jumping around all the time. No matter where you go, you're going to be jumping. You're going to be using that quantum drive, and you need more of that quantum fuel. 1.8 is not terrible by any means for a ship like this. So I'm excited about that. I appreciate it greatly. And then you do have 4 SCU of cargo on the grid, which we're about to take a look at. First, let's go ahead and take a look at the outside of this ship, which I'm standing right here. It is a very small ship. And I'm going to advise you right now, this ship does not have its components pass, and it does not, well, it has somewhat of like a gold standard. You do have operational buttons for your doors and everything, but there's no components pass. There's no weapons lockers. There's no storage lockers on this ship. And that's something that you have to take into consideration as well, because that's a make or break for a lot of situations out here, as you don't have the ability to store your equipment, to store your weapons, and that is kind of a big bummer. Because I mean, that's always a plus to have storage access as well as weapon locker access. So let's take a look at the rear. This is where you're going to enter the ship. There's only one entrance, of course, because it is a very small ship. And you have the nice button panel right here, which is really nice. And then when you go inside, you would have where you would open these component doors on the sides here, over here, over here, and over here. No engineering terminal, no relay access. So it is due for a little bit of a makeover, right? It's going to have a lot of these doors working. They're going to have to put in some more areas for the relays and everything. And this is where you'd store the boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's pretty simple. You could probably put a 2 SCU container here and here as well, but I would just go with the 1 SCU containers. You might be able to fit a 2 through here, kind of go in and then just set it on the side, which is fine, but ones just might be easier. And then of course, if you look right here in this poorly lit ship, and yes, the engines or the lights are on, see? Right there. All these systems would not be on if they weren't. You do have a seat here as well as here. So you have 2 jump seats and then your pilot seat. Again, no storage access, no weapon locker access, no ability to get to your components. So it's too bad. But let's go ahead and close this door. We'll get into the pilot seat really quick, and we'll take a look at how it looks from the cockpit. Again, this ship's not a fighter. You're not going out there to fight people. You're not going out there to do bounty hunting. You're not going out there to do a plethora of things when it comes to shooting and fighting. It does have guns. It is able to defend itself at least a little bit. But my advice for you, if you get into combat, probably just flip it into MAV mode and get out of there as quick as you can, when you can. Now, as you can see, I've gone ahead and lifted off here. If you look out the top, the right, the left, everything, it is an okay view, and you do have 4 MFDs right in front of you, and you can go ahead and set your power systems and everything. It looks really good. There is no ability to eject from this cockpit, so if you go down fighting, right? Again, not a ship I would go out there to bounty hunt with, but it is a ship capable of doing plenty of A to B transport and being able to take care of you as a pilot, as well as going to bunkers and everything like that. It's pretty much just a transport ship from a Carrack, right? So it's not going to be used for too much more. Yes, you can run bunkers. Yes, you can sneak people around, but I wouldn't use it past that. I mean, carrying cargo, there's a lot of better options out there. 4 SCU isn't a lot. You're going to be running a lot of back and forth if you're doing the missions out there. Otherwise, this is the C8X Pisces Expedition. If I was to give this one a score, it would be a 72 out of 100. And I do say a 72 out of 100 because its stats are not terrible. Your expedited claim time, your burst damage per second for what it is, how small it is, what ship this can fit in, which is quite a few, from the Carrack, the Hercules, as well as many other big ships. And the fact that it does have an okay amount of HP. I mean, 6,200 is better than something like a 100i, that's for sure. And then you do have great pitch yaw roll. Its speed could be a little bit better, so that's kind of a hit there. Kind of a big hit, honestly. And then you do have a decent amount of quantum fuel. Its hydrogen fuel, though, is pretty low compared to a lot of your other starters out there. Something to also consider. So with that, thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And of course, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the C8X Pisces compared to to other starter ships out there in the verse. There's a lot of good ones, and I know a lot of you are going to pick the Avenger Titan, so I'll see if there's a reason to make another Titan video. So far, the stats look similar, if not the exact same from the last time I did it, so I probably won't be making an update just yet. Hopefully, we'll see a gold standard on that soon. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you to my Patreon and YouTube members. You all are amazing, and I will see you all in the next one. If you're building a new PC, go through longshipindustries.com, a veteran-owned mom-and-pop business that takes pride in every single build. He built my personal rig, which you can actually see featured on the website. The care, warranty, and customer support are top tier. Trust Longship Industries for your next build.